What is up, my friends? It is Sunday evening and you are very welcome along to today's Anfield Agenda Transfer News Roundup. We're going to be discussing the breaking story around Luis Diaz move to Bayern Munich. It has edged a step closer as a deal has been agreed between the two clubs. We're going to take you through what the media are saying, what that means for Liverpool's summer, and of course our recruitment of forwards has to ratchet up a notch as well as the centre-back position. I'm going to take you through what the journalists have been saying. As always though, I want to know your thoughts, so please do feel free to let me know in the comment section if you enjoyed the video, and I sincerely hope you do. Don't forget to hit that like button. And there won't be a stream tonight unless we have a very late one, so keep an eye out. There may be a video coming later on tonight at about 9 or 10, or a very late stream, but either way, one more bit of content today. If you haven't already, scan the QR code in the bottom right hand corner of your screen there to join the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp community. But until then, I'm going to get going with the news. So the first that we'd seen about this getting closer today came from Florian Plettenberg, and a friend at Anything Liverpool posted to say, breaking, agreement between Bayern and Liverpool has been reached in principle after a new bid was submitted. The transfer fee for Diaz is up to €75 million, and he will sign a contract at Bayern, which we believe will be a 4+1 deal. Fabrizio Romano then came out to say Bayern are closing in on a deal to sign Luis Diaz from Liverpool, but of course the deal ratcheted up a little bit as the day went on. Fabrizio Romano also said Luis Diaz to Bayern, exciting move for the German club and the start of a new domino effect. Keep an eye on ISAK, Šeško and more. We want to move on to speak about Mark Gay before we bring you the very latest on Luis Diaz. Mark Gay is of interest to Liverpool, writes Paul Joyce, but Liverpool are unlikely to be drawn into a saga for the England international. Now, what does that mean for our recruitment at centre-back? Truth is, I don't really know at the minute, but everybody we've spoken to, whether you're a Liverpool fan of 5 years or 100 years, everybody that we've spoken to agrees we need a centre-back soon. We don't know yet what's going on with Canade, but we do know we sold Jarell Kwanzaa, right? So that means Liverpool are one short. Arna's even acknowledged that himself. So for me, yes, of course, we're going to have to address the attacking end of the pitch because we're going to lose 3 or 4 of those players. But right now, speaking to my fellow Liverpool fans and on our stream last night, everybody was of the same mindset. We need a centre-back, and that should be the next player through the door. And I very much agree. We also asked people how many defenders they think we need to bring in, and the answer last night was 2, even if Canade stays. So let me know your thoughts on that one. I'd love, as I've said to you guys many times, for Liverpool to sign Mark Gay and keep Canade and have Gomez there and have Virgil there. That is a great collection of centre-backs for me. But we've also spoken about the fact that Joe Gomez has had more than his fair share of days missed for Liverpool over the course of his 10 years at the club. Moving on now to Craig Hope of the Daily Mail. You know where I'm going with this. Once I say Craig's Hope's name, you know where I'm going with it, right? He said, with ISAK at home and hoping to force a move to Liverpool, Newcastle are working around the clock to bring in a front man. So look, I think again, we all have to be adults here. It looks like Newcastle are preparing to sell ISAK. That surely has to be the reading of this situation now. They're not just looking for one forward at Newcastle, they're looking to bring in 2. We've already spoken about the fact they're looking at Benjamin Šeško. We know for a fact that they're interested in the likes of Nicholas Jackson from Chelsea. And then at the other end of the transfer fee spectrum, talking about the likes of Ollie Watkins there, who I think Manchester United are interested in as well. And we know that they tried to sign Johan Visa from Brentford for about 30 million, but it looks like they've stepped away from that negotiation for now. I do think, as Fabrizio Romano said, once you see Newcastle get an agreement with a big striker like a Šeško or Nicholas Jackson, then you may see the movement towards Alexander Isak and Liverpool. But I would be very, very surprised at this point if Liverpool don't end up at least making a big play for Isak before the window's out. I actually think we'll get him, truth be told, and my confidence about that has been growing over the last few days, especially with the way Newcastle are openly shopping for replacements. David Ornstein came out though this evening to say, and this was just at about 4:20 p.m, Bayern Munich reached total agreement with Liverpool to sign Luis Diaz. The deal for the 28-year-old winger is €75 million plus permission granted to travel back for the medical. Proposed 4-year +1 contract at Bayern. Now Liverpool have brought in £190 million in sales since Richard Hughes became Liverpool's sporting director. And that will of course go a long way towards Liverpool's summer transfer fund, which has been heading towards 300 million so far. Obviously, with Diaz moving on, we're going to have to bring in one, maybe two replacements. So let me know in the comments what you think on that one. If Chiesa goes, we've obviously lost Diogo. If Darwin goes and Diaz goes, how many more forwards do you think we need to bring in? We've got Ugo Ekitike, we've got Young Rio, Cody Gakpo, Mohamed Salah. It's not exactly a huge array of forwards, so maybe one or two more. Certainly one minimum for me, but a lot of people are thinking two, maybe the likes of ISAK and a wide forward. I think Rodrigo might be a bit fanciful at that stage, to be honest with you, but who knows in this summer transfer window, because absolutely anything is possible. Paul Joyce has then written to say Luis Diaz has been given permission to leave Liverpool's pre-season tour, which is now in Japan, to meet up with Bayern Munich. 2 attempts to agree a new contract failed due to a gap in demands and offers. So there you go. Liverpool obviously had a number that they thought Diaz was worth. Diaz obviously had a number that he felt he was worth. And it didn't look like the two clubs could get to an agreement, so, or the two parties, excuse me, could get to an agreement, so Diaz has been sold to Bayern Munich. Now, I want to just have my say on this side of all of this with Luis Diaz, because I've no bad feelings towards Luis Diaz whatsoever. Liverpool are getting a very good transfer fee. I think Luis Diaz has been a good servant to our football club, but I'd be remiss to say that this hasn't been building for a while. There's even reports to suggest that Diaz asked last year if he could leave Liverpool, so it does feel like Diaz has been trying to get a move away for at least a year, maybe a year and a half. And again, I've spoken about people's motivations in life. Luis Diaz, if he feels like he can get more money and that's what even his family need, I'm genuinely not here to judge him. I just didn't want it to get toxic for anybody, because I don't like when that happens. And this move looks like it's worked out well. Diaz seems to be happy with what he's getting. Liverpool obviously have a fee that they can live with. And now it's up to Luis Diaz to go make a success of his life over there in Bayern Munich. And for me, certainly no hard feelings. I very much enjoyed watching Luis Diaz play in a Liverpool shirt. I think last season was probably his best season for us. So I'm certainly not wishing him any ill feeling or anything like that. It's just the cycle of a football club, really. Players come in, players leave, and Diaz has always given 100% when he's out there on the pitch, even in very difficult circumstances. With what happened to his dad, he always had my respect for the way he carried on and was very professional through all of that. So that's my say on it anyway, ladies and gents. No bad feelings for me for Diaz, as I've mentioned, but I do want to see Liverpool get into the summer transfer window yet again. A forward minimum, a centre-back minimum, maybe one or two more. That's what I'm thinking anyway. But it's over to you now. Let me know your thoughts on this. Is the €75 million fee, which I think is about 63, 64 million pound, are you happy enough with that one? For a player with 2 years to go in his contract, 28 years of age, I think it's decent business, to be honest with you. So I'm happy, but of course, I still want to see ISAK come in and another additional two on top of that one. I've no doubt that Arne Slot and the recruitment team are already working, because they wouldn't have sanctioned the sale of Diaz unless they felt that they had scope to bring in a replacement. So that's my take on it all. I will see you guys later on tonight, either for a very late live stream or a news video. But again, I want to thank you all for your continued support. It's been an incredible summer so far for the club and of course for our channel, and hopefully there's lots more to come. We'll talk soon, my friends. Much love. Bye-bye.